Hi there, hope you're all doing well. Colonel Rixxon has been released as the new main antagonist for the current Grimdark Future StarQuest campaign, so naturally I had to print him out and paint him up, get him ready for the campaign. He was black and white zenithally primed, and to get started I went with Ashen Grey over all of the uniform. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You could also join Discord using the link in the description, where you can share anything you have been working on. For the mid-tone and some variation around the uniform, I came in with Eidolon Grey, which is fairly similar to Ashen Grey, but it's just a little bit brighter and enough to create a simple gradient. Getting the upper parts of the folds and edges highlighted up now, I grabbed Rodent Grey. All of the trim and trousers are going to be a lighter tone, so I start off with a base coat of reddish grey on them. Pushing up the upper parts of the trim now, I went around with warm grey, just left that darker tone in the shadows parts and the insides of the folds. To finish off the trim now, I went around the tops of the folds and some of the edges with Grimy Grey. For the skin, which is just his head, I went with Sunny's skin tone as the base colour. Getting a quick highlight on the skin, I used Pale Skin. Moving on to the leather parts, I went around and base coated them with British Khaki to start with. Bringing up some of the edges on the leather now, I went around with the Aries flesh and just touched them up. For the cape, I grabbed Hull Red and got started base coating the entire thing. The first highlight on the cape is now done with burnt red. This is mostly around the edges and the areas that will be in the light. Finishing off the cape, I went around the edges that were facing upwards and the tops of the folds with gory red. Now for the longest part of this mini, I base coat all of the gold and the base along with his hair with burnt umber. I'm doing this as I don't want the gold to be bright and shiny. This looks like it's going to be worn down a bit more. Getting the armor plating done now, I went around with rusty gold. I don't aim for full coverage of every section though, as I want that burnt umber to still show through around the edges. Gives it that bit more of a worn down look. To brighten up a few of the edges and make them look freshly dinged up, I went around with platinum crown. Moving on to the washes now, I thinned down some dark tone wash. I went over everything except the gold and the skin. For the gold and the skin, I thinned down some Archaic Sepia wash, just to get a little bit more warmth into these parts. And that will be it for Colonel Rixxon. I like how this scheme came out. I might paint up a couple of veteran squads to match this scheme. Then I can just sort of blend them into my main army without them looking a bit out of place being a different colour. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You could also join Discord using the link in the description, where you can share anything you have been working on. And if you want to pick up some new minis and painting supplies, check out my affiliate link to Wayland Games. It won't cost you anything extra, but I do get a small commission to help fund my paint addiction. For a closer look at this mini, head over to my Instagram page. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Most importantly though, be kind to each other.